Welcome back to Power Breakfast, and of course we love Fridays around here because we get to deal with it and talk about some of the issues that have been trending during the week. We always have a great panel, but today we have guest panelists, and today is what I call a power panel. So I tell you, introduce our panelists for today, starting with the very lovely Sanaipei Pande. Great to have you on another panel.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Masawe Japani is back.
I tell you.
We appreciate it. And joining us this Friday.
Yes.
Someone in which a legendary. MC Jesse.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. MC Jesse. Kuna ubangi suti?
Yeah, kunazo. Jioni saile nenda kulala.
You know, MC Jesse called me and asked me what's the dress code. It's Friday, you know, we don't have to do ndio una suti. But anyway, welcome.
Nenda harusi ya hapa.
Oh,
rafiki yangu anaoa finally. Yeah, at the age of 41.
Congrats.
Never
too late.
Hajachelewa. 41 is mature enough.
Exactly. Finally.
Yeah, finally kwa sababu amekuwa akioa. Anapata kasichana, wanaachana, anapata kengine, wanaachana, so finally
ameamua kutulia
an older woman than him.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay, so he's the Ben 10.
Yeah.
Huyo amekaliwa chapati huyo.
Amekaliwa.
Older than 41?
Yes.
Kwisha.
Huyo
amemuona tena.
So leo naenda harusi.
Yeah.
Actually that is celebration of love. India ukweli.
Kabisa. All right. Well, all the best with that. Remember, if you are watching, please go ahead and share your comments. You can tweet at Citizen TV Kenya. My handle is @Joey. That's JOEY_Mutengi using the hashtag #PowerBreakfast. Let's deal with it. Starting off with the fate of Kenyan artists, shall we call it. Bebe Cool from Uganda was giving an interview recently, and he was asked to name his top 3 Kenyan artists. So he just pretty much named Sauti Sol and said, wengine siwatambui. He said, he said when he was asked, he said, Kenyan artists don't market themselves, their management is not serious. He called Kenyan artists lazy, well, other than Sauti Sol. You know, he was talking about working on Coke Studio Africa, which is coming up soon, and he said, like, he actually mentioned the artist Della and said, I've just met her. You know, I don't know why I've just met her. I didn't know about her. If I was her, I would fire her management. He actually said that. You know, and just saying that, you know, Sauti Sol are the only artists from Kenya who've managed to, you know, break boundaries and, you know, be known all over East Africa and all over Africa. First of all, was he right in saying that?
Who is that?
Bebe Cool.
There we go. That is the Bebe Cool. Alimba song gani? I'll tell you the
Bashment Crew.
Someone tell Bebe Cool.
Bashment Crew, Nazizi, and some guy from Uganda.
Listen to yourself.
See, that's the
guy.
No, but you know what, honestly, I think there's a bit of everything that he has said that's actually true.
Okay.
Within the industry. There are those artists who don't try hard enough. We have the key players, for example, the corporate companies who are not willing to invest. Because their question is, okay, I'm investing in you. What is so good about you? It's beyond the music. Do you have the package and, you know, the image and all those things? But also, just because he's ignorant does not make the rest of, you know, the Kenyan musicians, you know, not famous or not known out there. When I was in Dar, for example, Della is actually really known in Tanzania. So just because he doesn't know her doesn't mean that she hasn't crossed the boundaries. And does it mean that you have to win a BET award to actually be...
Has he won?
Right.
Sanaipei, what do you think of yourself?
MTV.
What do you think of yourself? Are you an international musician? Are you out there? Do you agree with him when he says that the rest of you, apart from Sauti Sol, are lazy? You know, international. You also need to define international. Yeah. An international artist is not somebody who goes. You know, there's the aspect of having a Kenyan going out to, for example, the UK to perform for other Kenyans. Okay, true. Is that an international artist? No. An international artist is somebody who has foreigners who actually listen to their music.
And buy their music.
But we have foreigners in Kenya who come for our concerts. Now wanasikiza Kenyan music. Yeah, like that famous concert. It's called what? Blankets and Wine. Guys still go for that event. Wazungu. I see them there. Koroga Festival is there. Guys still go. I see wazungus wako hapo wanarukaruka. And they don't sing jambo bwana.
Then I think it's a collection of those two things. That you fly out, okay, to the Europes and the whatevers,
and
you
actually Ugandans, because you're from Uganda.
Yeah. Yes, and the foreigners in that country.
And then you win an MTV,
they are Kenyan, a big
MTV award for Africa, not
MTV award. You're not competing in the category of the Chris Browns and the
So here's my thing: we keep this is a conversation that has been had many times before. Kenyan music, you know, because we're comparing ourselves with how well Nigeria has done, how well South Africa has done, how well now Bongo has done. Why do we keep having this conversation?
Wacha niseme kitu kimoja, Joy, ni kwamba kuna mali tumetoka. Mali muziki wa Kenya ulikuwa si mali uko sasa hivi. Tumetoka mbali where you can actually, I used to be a radio presenter where I can actually play our songs. After Sanaipe, I'll play Sauti Sol, I'll play Nitajia mwingine. I'll play Red Sun, I'll play Goody. No, as in, no. I'm sorry. Leo ni Friday bana.
Usijali mimi bora umenikumbuka nitasawa.
But then again, you will play our songs back to back. There was a time you could not do that. You'll play ni kama unatafuta from the archive. So I think tumetoka mbali. Our Baby Cool, I like what Sanaipe said. Please do not expose your ignorance. Do not expose your ignorance because this is where we are coming from and this is where we are going. In terms of creativity, I think that is where we lack. Tukikuja kwa artist, ni kwamba we do not have a certain sound that belongs to Kenya. I cannot associate this is Kenyan music. But understand the way
wait, now also
the way you listen to a Ugandan sound, you say, oh, that's Ugandan, that's Chameleon. You know, they have their
that's why Kenyan artists have not.
We do not have a unique sound that belongs.
And other than the sound also, what are you singing about? I had a song the other day and I was just, I'm trying really not to repeat those lyrics because I'm like, what are you saying?
Which one is that?
Something.
That.
I don't know. Because as a musician, I'm not kwa sababu wanafanya nini? Wakolezi wamelala. No, but at the end of the day, inaweza iwe no, but also just because I'm so, if I can confidently say, I'm so big on the lyrical content, and I feel we are lacking in that. People are all about what word can I use to rhyme with this, and completely lose the meaning of that particular song.
One hit wonders.
And this business of singing, just just club bangers, sing songs with sense, as in something that somebody can listen to and say, you know what, I actually felt that song, or I feel the love, or I feel
kuna wakati mwingine hizi sense huwa zibambi sana. Baby Joe nipe guri guri.
No, I get guri na make sense. Kama ujelo useme. Lakini yes go happy. No unajua masema
atakuelezea off camera. Atakwambia baada
not every song that you release has to be like that. I mean, when he mentioned Jay-Z, when he did the song Song Cry or something, that song makes a lot of sense. He's not just a rapper for trying to make you put your hands up or trying to make you dance. He's trying to pass some information, talk about the black community and all those things in the music. And that's what you call a creative person. Somebody who can bring sense in an entertaining way.
Let me ask this, because
I think also we're generalizing too much. We're generalizing the issue of creativity,
unique sound,
and all that. Trust me, when you step outside Kenya, you utasikia sauti ya Kenya. Ask the Kenyans who live abroad. They know Kenyan music iko na tune yake. Sisi ndio tumeizoea.
Wanasikia tunes gani? Because watu wa majuu, the songs that they like to listen to ni zile kina Dandora and akina
okay, is it not
that's the difference. Kenyan music
sasa nyinyi mmekata point yangu.
Pole jamani.
Wacha kidogo mkatafanulie point yako. Ukisikiza Uganda, just a minute, ukisikiza Uganda unasikia kuna ka sound ka raga. Okay? Tanzania kuna methali na teremka jamani. Unasikia this is Tanzania.
Ukienda Nigeria unasikia
unasikia there's that African beat. If I tell you that I love you, unasikia nipe sound ya Kenya.
Baby, inspire me, inspire me.
I want to ask
Kenyan,
because I interview a lot of Nigerian artists, South African artists on Number 10 when they come here, and we ask them, so who from Kenya do you want to work with? You know, I've met this Sauti Sol that is always Sauti Sol. What have they done differently?
One, they're not lazy. Sorry.
So some Kenyan artists are lazy.
Some of them.
Okay.
So they pay. Hey, she's very working.
Ona bana.
I'm not lazy. It's just a matter of. You see the thing with Sauti Sol, they have, for lack of a better word, compared to other Kenyan musicians, they actually have an empire. They have an empire, they have a system, management, and a team behind them that pushes them. As in, Sauti Sol's job is to sit down, write music, create music, be the artist, and perform.
Sio kupeleka kasidi kwa radio station.
Unasema kupeleka CD na MTS kule nyuma ya nini nation building.
Sauti Sol are managed well. Hawakuji tu wanataka kuperform. What she said, they have a system. I'm sorry, Kidum is a very good friend of mine, a personal friend, yeah? But for the longest time, namuuliza Kidum, inakuwaje mbona hauna manager? Manake mimi najua unaweza fika, yani hapa Kenya tu, anakuambia Masawe, mimi niandike muziki, niende studio nilipe, niimbe, manager nakula pesa yangu, never.
However, Joy,
I mean, look at Kidum.
Yeah,
it's not about talent. Yeah, it's not about talent.
Kenya, ni Burundi. Now,
lakini amekaa huko kwetu sana.
Ni wetu. Now, this is what I would say. Yes, you're generalizing and saying Kenyan artists are lazy. All I can say is this growth pattern ndio tuko nayo. We want to graduate to Form 2. Nigerians started way before. It's not an excuse, by the way. They started ahead of us. South Africa the same. Kenya ukiangalia, I've lived in kwa generation yetu tumeona music ikianza. We're talking of contemporary music that can compete. Others zimekuwa za kina Daudi Kabaka na wengineo wa zamani, but those are Kenyan songs. Kina Nameless wakikuja, kina Red Sun wameanza juzi tukiwaona na macho when there were other musicians from other countries. So let's give Kenyan music time to grow. It will grow. It's growing. Nigeria juzi tumeona kutoka kina Red Sun. Baby Cool himself saying he doesn't know any other artist. He's so ignorant because he has worked with Waire. So hamjui tena. He's worked, si walikuwa na
feel kwa hiyo kwa
hakumfeel, hajui Nazizi, hajui Red Sun. Hajui Red Sun, and Red Sun has done collabos with kina Chameleon who started here. These guys are not lazy. Nameless is not lazy.
How can you know the fact that he even uttered those words? I only know Sauti Sol. I don't even know Della.
Nameless song, beautiful. She was in Uganda.
Baby Cool that you can remember. Apart from Chameleon, by the way, nikiambiwa twende Uganda nianze kutaja artist, I think I have two.
Chameleon na Redizo.
Chameleon, umeniongezea kwa list. Chameleon, I know Juliana Kanyomozi. And
why? Because aliletwa Kenya. The CPF
tunapatia your platform.
Yeah, we give them the platform. And then Nigeria, let me tell you what happens in the comedy industry. We market ourselves. For sure. We do try to market ourselves the much that we can. We understand that our comedy is growing. We are not rushing at international my foot. So nianze kuongea Kispanish na sijui ndio ni perform Spain. Ati niongee Kihispaniola niende Mexico. No, I have to do first of all what kwanza yenye itanpa hela hapa Kenya. Hapa Kenya tuko sawa. I'll start with Swahili. First of all, you satisfy home. Charity begins at home. Why? We do events and I speak English. Who hosts the events for the ambassadors who are here? Kina Robert Gorek. We go to perform at the US Embassy. Sana. We don't tell them Kiswahili. I'm not dropping names.
July 4th tulikuwa wapi?
We were there, yeah?
July 4th tulikuwa wapi?
July 4th we were there. Tulikuwa. Kwani usiwa wewe? Kwa embassy ya US. What were we talking? Kizungu,
Bebe Cool, I think that was a very ignorant statement, because when I hear something from South Africa by AKA, for example, I'm going to now go on YouTube and see, okay, so which other artist is there who's done a song with AKA and stuff? And for him to sit and say that he does not recognize Della, that's just his...
he's ignorant.
But then again, Sanaipe, I think Kenya pia tuko na culture ya njia mkato, kuiba. We don't buy our own, we don't consume. Okay, we might consume our own, lakini vipi? Ikichezwa kwa radio, that is when utaanza kurekod haraka haraka. Thank God.
Kuna watu bado wanarekodi kutoka kwenye jamani. Oh my
God. Only old school. Only old school.
No, ni old school.
Guys,
these are those guys
kuna hizi phones. No, kuna phones. Ukisikiza radio, you can actually record.
Yes.
Yeah, so if I want to listen to your music, I don't need to go and buy your music. What I need to do tune into...
Or if a Kenyan artist has a concert
and
we start complaining. You and pesa mingi kuna nadhani international. So how is this person supposed to make a living?
Today if you said, okay, I have this concert, nataka watu walipe 2,000. You buy tickets before. At the gate, X amount. People will not buy your...
No, they won't.
Why?
My dear.
Culture.
Angalia, kuna kitu inaniwasha Joy.
Nini?
We are forgetting the growth pattern that we've had. Trust me,
tumesonga.
Tumegrow. Look at it this way.
Trust the growth pattern.
Sana sahi anaimba, si ndio? We have concerts that are going on. Take an example of Koroga Fest. Don't you pay to go for Koroga Fest? How much is it? Is it 2 bob?
It's 2,000.
You pay 2,000 shillings for what? Koroga Festival. Si wasanii wa Kenya wapale. Ni sawa, hiyo ni blending.
Okay, we have to move on to the next question. If you can just finish dealing with that.
For music.
Well, you know, by the way, that discussion can never end.
I know, it can never end.
I was going to go into the whole, you know, do we have celebrities in Kenya?
And that's a discussion for another day.
Give us
We're moving on.
Kuna artists,
people are not paying for your concert and they're not buying albums.
And then you've got
how do you get celebrity title?
Yes.
Okay.
Give them time.
Jesse.
Wakagro wametoka
hawa
wengine.
We will start. Sawa. Moving on. We have to deal with other issues other than Kenyan musicians. There is a story out of Canada that has been trending this week. There was a baby born in Canada, and they are saying that this is the first baby born without gender designation. So what happened is the mother at birth decided that I don't want my baby to be inspected for their gender. I want you to list their sex as unspecified, so that when my baby grows up, they can decide for themselves whether I want to be male or female. Now this parent herself, I guess, was born a female, and later on in life decided maybe she wanted to be a male. So she's saying she was very confused by that, by her parents assigning her something at birth. So she said, mtoto wangu sitaki akuwe na hiyo stress, let them grow up and decide for themselves what they want to be. Your thoughts on this? Do you think this is good parenting, giving, you know, a child that much freedom?
Let me tell you one thing, and these are Western issues,
Thank you very much for saying that.
Western issues become African issues in a couple of years' time.
When you don't parent your children the African way.
I don't know why people like to mock God. You know, there's a reason God made Adam. And say, kwa sababu uko na hivi viungo, wewe ni Adam. You will be Eve because you have... Thank you. Wewe ni Eve. So why would I want to do that to my child? I mean, we are Africans. There's why, you know, there's why you give birth and say, "Huyu ni mama yangu."
We have the picture. Can we put the picture up to see the mother? That's the mother. She has a beard. There is a man. The mother identifies as, the parent identifies as a non-binary trans, and that is him or her. No, them with the child.
So this is the part.
Did she inject herself with some things to get those beards?
I have probably hormones of some type. But you know, they feel like this is good parenting and people should be given an option.
No, there's too much freedom in the West.
And you know, and the thing is, where does it go from here? So fine, they decide for themselves are male or female. Then what else will they decide for themselves?
I'm sorry, me I'm a parent, 2, 3. Ukizaa mtoto.
Kai, ona Jesse ameshika.
Mbona anamaka? It's just because you still look very nice.
Very clever.
Mdogo hapa hivi.
Imagine mimi ni mdogo.
Tom ni kijana.
mbona mleta kwa huku wewe? Nasema kitu kimoja wakati unapozaa, this is an I pay my child. Yeah, I want to build her character. What am I teaching her? She'll get to that stage where I need to start telling her, my daughter, you're 10 and there are things to expect. Yeah, like you'll be getting your periods, you're going to get breast and it's going to be painful. What am I teaching this child? I want to mold her into a woman, nurture her, so that she knows I am a woman and we were taught kaa vizuri wewe ni mwanamke. Keti kama mwanamke. You are told, hey, you cannot afford to be lazy. You have to man up. This is how a man behaves. So you grow knowing who you are. Yeah, you know your identity. Hapo katikati uchanganyikiwi, am I a woman, am I a man, who do I want?
See, it's about freedom of, you know, figuring out for yourself. What do I want my name to be? Do I want to go to school?
Who are you to decide your name? Na mimi ndio nimekuzaa nimekuleta duniani. Itakuwaje wewe utachagua vile unataka? You see, what she has done is she has given up her parental right to that child. But you are the authority. That child doesn't know anything. So when you bring them into the world, decide. And she has decided, by the way, that she wants to give her child the freedom, which is okay, by the way. Every situation is unique. But the West has too much freedom. That's why you have children talking back to their parents. In Africa, you don't talk back to your parent. Do you understand? You don't negotiate about certain things. Kuna ile mami nataka chocolate tatu, hapana utanunua moja. Wajua? But don't tell me, for example, like the school issue. I want to go to ISK and I'm your mother earning 40,000. You understand? There are some things we are not going to negotiate. And I've heard some of my age mates who are parents now, and they'd be like, oh, you know, I was going to say Natasha, Jesus Christ. So they're like, okay, so you know, Sanape, you need to negotiate. These days it's a discussion between you and your child. Right? I'm like, there's no discussion. We were not raised like that, and look at how we are. We have to be able to show a child, I'm in authority. The day you think you can take care of yourself and you're out of my house, you're earning your keep, then you can make your decisions. I'll give you an example, and I'm sorry that I'm making this very personal. Anyway, so I remember when I was younger, I wanted to pierce more than one piercing. And my mom told me, you're not going to do that. When you turn 18, perhaps we can discuss it. Perhaps. It's not because I'm not earning my keep. I'm still living in their house. I have to follow. I have to go by the rules. And I've still not pierced till today. Because then when I got to 18, it was just like, it doesn't even make sense.
Right, it wasn't even important to you.
She told me, you will not. Because I'm the parent, you are the child, you will listen to what I say. This business of the West having too much freedom, telling a child, oh, so you let's sit down, let's talk about, I'm sorry, you're 12.
Let's discuss
I'm
what your punishment should be. You discuss punishment, Jeffrey. Una discuss. Unaonaje?
Ati mna discuss vile nitaku
unazimiwa data for the weekend.
You're not stopping. Go to your room.
Put it in the corner.
Grounded.
Put it in the corner.
Nasi tumegrow kwa ground.
Angalia sasa.
Now, Joey, the thing is this, in Africa, I mean not in Africa, in the world, there are different cultures. There's the Chinese culture, Japanese, Indian culture, African culture, and then hiyo ya wa America ambayo na wa Canada ambayo ina mwelekeo because ni mixture ya watu wengi, corrugation, ni cocktail ya watu. Now we cannot lose our identity just because we want to follow a certain culture. We have our African culture that we need to be proud of, and this is the best culture in the world because we even export presidents. You know, the best ever president from Kenya akitawala dunia, Obama. That is so true. Kama Obama hakuwa na mbuyu Jalo, that man would have never been anything. I've never had a president of the US akisema, I'm the president here, this is my house, na amebakisha 2 months atoke na anasema bado this is my house. Huyo ni Mkenya. Now there is the beat. Hawa watoto wa nje ambao tunataka kuemulate ati they have freedom and all that is nonsense. I cannot allow my child, I'm a father also, I cannot allow my son to have freedom hata kujibaia toy ati daddy today I want this one. Hiyo kulialia nacheka ndio nachekesha watu comedy, lakini when my son tumeingia naye mahali na anataka kununua kitu na hanidi hiyo no, you won't buy. We'll talk first. Listen son, that is unnecessary. And today we said we are going out, we are not buying toys. You have enough toys. You have one like this.
At least we're talking. So our parents never talk. They just told us no.
Akilia mtandika vizuri hapo. And then spanking a child is African. It's what has made us. Hii maneno ya kujificha ficha huku sijui give children freedom unless wanajilipia school fees, insurance premiums,
insurance premiums pia.
Insurance ya nini?
Ya watoto. Walipia bana.
Wow.
You know the Arabic tuzamini yende. Hawa watoto watabaki na nani?
Okay, so this is all well and good. We're saying this is the African way and this is how it should be. But in a couple of years, when these things start making their way over here, because this is actually a huge campaign happening with this parent and her organization of wanting there to be the option of male, female, you, unspecified. And it's a growing campaign. When it makes its way to Africa, then what happens?
We make sure that
because we can't just pretend like it's not happening in the world.
Kenyatta akijibu Obama about gay issue. Sanani issue.
Sanani issue.
Yeah, we can't come to your organization ikifika itapata. We are not waiting for them. No, it's a non-issue. In hata ukifanya aje, you'll come and try and do it in Nairobi, but you can't force Meru. Unaambia wazazi wa Meru atiwapewa watoto freedom. Even the children themselves don't want the freedom.
But you see, with the changes that are happening today in the world, it falls on us. Because our parents' time is done.
Right.
It's now on us to make sure that we maintain the African culture. And that's the thing that comes into the whole parenting thing. For example, if you're not ready, because parenting, and I think Masawe can actually say this, it's not an easy thing. Guiding and making sure that child goes onto the right path. And so when you find parents, our age mates, for example, having a kid because, you know, I want to get married. Oh, I want to trap that guy. Oh, that guy has money, I want to have a baby with him. Oh, you know, I'm running out of time. I think it's this time. Those are all the wrong reasons to have a child, because you will not have time for that child. And then wakipotoka utasema mtoto mbaya, mtoto nini, na wewe you were not there as a parent.
You're like your father.
Kama mama. Mtoto akipita skuli
akipita na
your father's son.
Baba anatokea anajaikuwa kwa life yao mtoto for tangu azaliwe ni deadbeat. Sasa ile mtu yeye graduate Nairobi University. I want to say my son, I'm so proud of you. I have not been there physically, but as you can see, your akili ni yangu.
And you see what he's saying? Even when, for example, a father has not been in the life of the children, and when, for example, the girl is getting married, she's always told, whether you like it or not, babako ni babako. Your father must be there and he must give you away, unless the parent is not interested. But the African culture, it really just basically says, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you've had with your parent. They will forever be, and if you need to involve them, you will involve them out of that respect.
Plus again, sidhani kama Africans tunaweza kubali vitu vingine vije kuwekwa
20 years
because kuna kuna vile
20 years ipatie music industry
kama remove them from
the point 20 years tarudi
kuna vile pia tumekuzwa, so you want to pass it over to your children so that your children can also pass it over to their children. So kuna vitu vingine sidhani kama vinaweza kuja hapa ati mtu anazaa kama wana be alive. Atumezaa mtoto unasema asaitwe jina. I will be there, mimi kwanza ndio nitasign your birth certificate. As a grandmother.
Wewe kama nyanya yake.
Mimi kama nyanya yake.
Ndio nyinyi sasa mama dailo ambao tuwataki. Mimi nimezaa mtoto uje wewe. Uweke jina.
I cannot accept because one, huyu mtoto nimemkuza vipi? In the godly way.
Amen.
Yes, by the way, nimemkuza nikimuonyesha guidance. The word of God. I mean, really, hakuna kitu ambacho kiko duniani akiko kwa Biblia. And what the Bible gives you. No, but the Bible gives you direction.
In the name of Jesus.
You know what? Wisdom is profitable for direction. So if you're not going to direct, ni nini nakupatia mwelekezo?
And remember the child, you are the first lesson. So the way you live, kama unaenda ukijibadilisha most likely huyo mzungu, the kid might probably do what the mother father. Because that is what the mother is trying to show the child. I live my life trying to be an example to my son.
Exactly.
You know, I try to treat the mother vizuri ndiye aone ajue wanawake wanatritiwa
hivi na hivi.
If you abuse even the mother in front of the child,
sends the wrong message.
Hata yeye mwenyewe ataenda kichapa wasichana shule.
All right, we're out of time, but thank you so much for coming through. I'm going to give one of you one last minute. can share your social media handles. You can promote your latest album. You can, yeah. So we'll start with you.
Did you just sit here and say an album?
I saw.
Joey, don't you know my music?
You're doing a collab with Tracy, by the way. You're doing a collab with Tracy?
Already done, actually. The video is out.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so it's actually Chege Chigunda's song. Everyone keeps saying, hey, Sanepea, like your new song. And I'm like, guys, don't do that, don't do that. So Chege Chigunda featuring Racy and myself. That was released yesterday. It's called Najiuliza. Nimpende Sarima ama Sarama. I still don't know who I am.
Okay.
Yes, so Twitter handle is just @Sanaipe_T. That's Instagram as well, @Sanaipe_T.
All right, thank you.
Masawe Japani, that's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
On Instagram at JC the MC. On Twitter at JC the MC. On Facebook, MC Jesse.
Oh Lord.
Oh my.
Oh Lord.
Wapi Jeff by the way?
Oh Lord.
Jeff.
Umemaliza ama bado unaongea?
Kwa hivyo nawaambia hivi. Music is gonna grow.
Right. Thank you so much for coming. For the panel of celebrities. Okay, waambia haraka.
Kericho guys, I'm coming there. Tutacheka vibaya sana.
Okay.
Mjitayarishe na chai.
All right.
Chai leo Kericho.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our Deal With It panel. We hope to have you guys back. This has been a blast.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up our breakfast, the band Becca is standing by with a little music for you. And of course, yes, Citizen TV continues. I'll be back at 10 p.m. with Willis Raburu to Uhuru Gardens.
Who's coming?
To Konje, we have big names, Nigerian actors. We'll catch you there.
This is why we never go.
Yes.
Sing it. I'm done. Sorry.
Hata sikuji hapa tena.
It's Mr. Ibu. Mr. Ibu. Yeah.